So you might be thinking about starting a membership program, or maybe you want to do a course, or you want to sell your advice online, but you've got some of these limiting beliefs. And I just want to go through the biggest limiting beliefs that people have and help you see a different perspective of what this can be and if you can actually do this stuff. Because if you've got something to share with people, if you can actually help somebody solve a problem, then why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want the freedom to be able to work from anywhere at any time with who you want to work with and be able to build something that is only going to get better as time goes on? You hear things about AI and all this stuff about jobs being taken out, whatever. Who cares about that? What I care about is what can we still do? What are we capable of still creating that AI can't take? And that is creating with our creative thinking, creating with emotional intelligence, and creating where we're actually helping people in a way that's very personalized and customized, but we can do that in a one-to-many fashion. I've got a program, Build Lab. I also own MakeOnce.com. My name's Mike Gowans. And in that program, we teach people how to create, launch, and build and scale and grow a membership program. So it's where you're taking your advice and you're putting it inside of a portal, and you're helping people in a community. You're helping people on weekly calls. And so if you've thought about doing that and you want to maybe explore starting a membership program or selling your advice online, then you're really going to want to listen to this, because what I'm going to share with you is how to work through some of these limiting beliefs that held me back and that hold a lot of people back that don't need to hold you back. So let's go through these real quick. If you have any questions, just go down in the comments and leave your question, and I'll be sure to get back to you, okay? So the first one is, I'm not an expert enough, okay? As I go through this, I'm gonna move this little blue square here. This is Miro, this program that I'm using. It's a very great program for people like us that do this kind of stuff when you're teaching. Allows you to do a lot of neat things. So I'm just gonna go through this. Every once in a while, you'll see me click on this and move this, okay? So I'm not expert enough is the first one. You feel like you don't have enough knowledge, or you couldn't bring enough expertise to a membership program, or you have this imposter syndrome, okay, where you feel like you're not talented enough to be sharing your insights. And here's the thing that you need to think about. You're just helping somebody get from point A to point B. A lot of people, when they come into Build Lab, they want to do what I do, and they want to teach the whole spectrum, because I can teach you how to build funnels, and then I build them for you, and I can teach you how to do the marketing and the email and all that stuff. But I've been doing this for over 15 years. And I've had to learn my way through all those parts and pieces. And I'll be quite honest with you, if I would have done this the smart way, I would have found other people to do that for me. But in the interim and looking through it all, I actually learned those skills. And so I'm not upset about it. I just would have grew faster, but it's been great all the way. All I'm saying to you is this. People can come in and they want to do this. They want to teach the whole thing. Maybe you teach gardening or martial arts or how to sing or how to decorate a house or whatever it is that you teach. It does not matter as long as people want to know the information. And you're looking for that small group of people that all have the same common problem, and you're helping them overcome that problem. You're helping them get from point A to point B. To give you an example, one of the parts of the process here is creating content to market out into the world to get people's attention that have the problem that you can solve. Now, here's the thing about that. A lot of people, they don't like the way they look, or they don't like to do content where they're showing their face like I'm doing here. Well, look, there's a lot of people that would love to be able to do content and create content, but the problem is they don't want to show their face. So what if you just helped them with that part of the process? What if you helped 100 people for $47 a month, which is $4,700 per month? What if you just helped 100 people learn how to do faceless content, and you just mastered that one perspective or one piece of the pie? And then as things grew and as you got through it, you could do the other pieces of the pie. You solve one problem, then you can solve the next problem. So don't think about it in a way where you have to just do it all or have everything figured out. You can just help people in a specific way. Maybe you can just teach people how to set up their video equipment. Maybe you just teach people how to figure out their microphone. Maybe you just teach people a certain part of the puzzle. And listen, $47, You can't even go out to eat with your significant other for that. So people spend this money all the time, and they could be spending it with you, but you're thinking that you're not an expert enough to be able to do that. So I want you to try to take that and throw that out the window and not think like that. Write down all the skills that you have, and then write down all the problems that those skills can solve, and then start thinking about who has those problems and who has the most pain in that area, and start talking to them. It doesn't matter if somebody else is doing it either. There's only one of you, and you do it the way you do it. So don't worry about that, okay? The next one here is no one will pay for my content, okay? So you're doubting the value of your content or advice, and you think it's just too common. Well, let me share something with you. I used to think, oh, everybody knows how to do funnels. Why would I teach people how to do funnels? That's like old news. You might right now be watching this and don't know what a funnel is. And again, back to the first limiting belief, that's exactly what we want to help people solve, is maybe just go in and show them how to do a funnel. Does this make sense? So you might think it's just old news, but to somebody else, they have no idea what that is. And we want to play the rule of 1,000, okay? If we can just get 1,000 true fans to believe in our deal, if we can get 1,000 true fans to see the value in what we have. Because what if 1,000 people just gave you $20 a month? Would that change your life? What if 1,000 people gave you $10 a month? Or 47 or 97 bucks a month? You just need 1,000 true fans, because those 1,000 true fans, they all have friends, and their friends might want to have that too. Now you have 2,000. So you can see how this grows, but when you come into a membership program and somebody's paying you monthly versus building like a static course, there's so much more power in a membership and so much more value for the customer. And I'll go over that in another video, but I just want to share that with you, that it doesn't have to be these big numbers. You just need 1,000 true fans. And listen, the belief and the underestimates that demand for your specialized knowledge and the willingness of people to pay for the access to your expertise is beyond anything that you can imagine. There are so many people out there that have no idea what you know and would love to know it. And for a measly $47 per month, where you're going to help them and support them and show them what's going on, that's nothing to the value that you can bring. So don't underestimate the fact that people will pay for your content. You just need to be able to show them that you can actually help them. Okay, the next one is people think, well, it's too complicated to set up. Who am I to set this up? I've never done this before. You know, that they have this perceived complexity of creating and managing a membership site, and how it can be so daunting, and what am I going to do? And this belief, okay, it just overlooks the availability of user-friendly platforms and tools designed to simplify the process. What do I mean by that? Well, nowadays it's pretty simple. It's pretty much click and type, and everything is already set up. You just need to be able to create the information that's going to help them get from point A to point B, which is what you're doing. You're helping somebody get from point A to point B. Okay, so it's not complicated. You're gonna take and create a video. Okay, then you're gonna take that video and you're gonna upload it, and then you're gonna take the link and stick it in your membership program. Ta-da! Done. If somebody asks a question in your community, go in there, type the response. And if you don't know the response exactly, we have tools like ChatGPT. We've got things that are already in place that you can just basically drag over and drop in there. What about the website? All of the website stuff is already done. You just got to go in there and change the headline, change the picture on the page. These are really simple things that you can actually do, but because you've never looked at it deep enough, or you've never taken the time to go deeper into what it actually takes, you've got the idea in your mind that it's too complicated. I hear people say that all the time. Oh, I'm not tech savvy. You don't need to be tech savvy. If you can check your email or if you can get on Zoom for your job or something like that, you can, without a doubt, do this. There's nothing more complicated than doing that. So it's more about, do you have the ability to get somebody from point A to point B? And do you have the ability to show up each day? And all of those things can be worked on, okay? All right, let's go to this next one here. So I need a large audience to start. And we already kind of talked about this. You don't need a large audience. You need 1,000 true fans, okay? What if it took you, I don't know what you're making right now, but if you're my ideal customer, then you're somebody that hasn't quite gotten to that place where you are making more than the average bear, which, let's just pretend that the average bear makes 3,000 to 5,000, and you want to get 10, 20, 30,000 a month coming in. So to me, if you needed 30,000 a month coming in, well, let's think about this. All right. And that's quite a bit. Okay. That's quite a bit for most of you, depending on where you're starting from. And if it's not, then maybe, I'm not talking to you. If you've already gotten that far, maybe you want to take it further. It doesn't matter. But what if you worked really hard this year, and in 2024, every single month, you got one person to join your program each day? And let's say that at the end of the year, we'll even chop off 65 days. Let's say you had 300 people that came in and just paid you $10 a month. Okay? What does that come out to be? All right? 300 people paying you $10 a month. What if they paid you $47 a month? Okay? You need 1,000 true fans. And then by the next year, or maybe even this year, some people can do it in 90 days. There's no limit here. I'm just trying to help your brain open up and say, oh, maybe I don't need a big audience. People think to have a successful online business or membership program, it requires this huge, vast, audience and all this stuff. And your brain just goes, I can't do that. Nobody knows me. But actually, these niche programs where you're helping a small group of people get from point A to point B, they all have this same common problem. It can thrive in these smaller, more engaged communities. Again, the rule of 1,000. 1,000 people gave you $30 a month. There's $30,000 a month. If you focus and follow along in the proper strategies, and you follow along in the proper systems, and you build these things, and you be consistent each day, what do you have in plan right now that by the end of the 2024 year that you're going to be making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 per month? Now, I'm not making any income claims. We're just talking about math. If you get 1,000 people to join your program for $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $100 a month, what's the math look like? So I don't want you to think you need this huge following and all this stuff, okay? So let's go to this next one here. I can't provide enough content. So people have concerns about, continuously generating fresh, valuable content. And this can be a barrier. What am I going to do if I run out of content? But it really overlooks the potential of repurposing your content. And when you have community-driven content, it's amazing because you create your content, but then your community asks for help along the way creating community-driven content, and they tell you what they need, and you can curate that and simplify that. And honestly, if you're doing it right, you'll never, ever run out of ideas. You'll never run out of content. So this is, again, just a limiting belief that you've got to work through. You've got to get through that because that's not going to be the case. Okay, the next one. There's too much competition. People thinking, the market is oversaturated and, it's going to stop you from getting your membership program going because everybody's doing it and all these things. But honestly, there's only one of you. You have a unique perspective, and there's unique niches out there, and they need somebody to help them. There's an audience out there for everybody. Kind of like there's an ass for every seat, or a seat for every ass, whatever it is, right? You're a unique person. There's always a group of people out there that if you really hunker down and help them and focus with them, they will come to you. You can go to them, you can speak directly to them, and you can help them do this. It doesn't have to be this idea of oversaturation. That really does not exist. There are literally over 4 billion people on the internet. You need 1,000 true fans. Okay, you need 1,000 true fans. And if you can focus on that and just keep your blinders on and keep focused on that, there is no oversaturation. Whatever you want to do, you can do, and you can help those people. Okay, that's just remove this idea that there's an oversaturated market. Scaling is too risky. Okay, some of you think that to get it bigger, it's going to be too risky, or the risks and challenges like how you can maintain quality in your membership as it grows, or managing a larger community, etc. Okay, but the truth is, that's what's beautiful about a membership program. As people get into your program and grow with you, you grow. You can have other levels, but those people that are growing inside of your community, they will go help the other people. So it really, because they want to grow in their own significance, and it really starts to self-manage. It's a beautiful thing where you maybe do a call or two each week. You keep your content fresh and up to date, which that's maybe every 6 months, a year, okay, depending on what you're doing. So it's not like you're just constantly, drudged down with this. You're creating something. You're creating a foundational course in there, maybe 5 to 10 videos. The whole thing is less than an hour. Then you have a community. Then you have weekly Zoom calls that you can do. I just do 2 a week. People get on. They can ask questions. I record those, and then I put them back in the membership area. And then once a month, I add a live workshop based off what the community, the community-driven content, they're telling me what they want more of. I just create that and add that to the membership area each month. It also gives me another thing to market. It gives me another way to scale, because I can say, hey, we're opening this new live workshop. Do you want to get in here? It's only for the members of Build Lab, or whatever the name of your thing would be. So let's get this idea of scaling being risky. You can digitize yourself now. So you can make some, this is why I made the company called makeonce.com. You can make something once, and then you can sell it over and over and over and over for the work that you did one time. That's the power of the digital world. It's like a music artist. They create that hit single, and they can profit from it for the rest of their life. Does this make sense? So if you have any questions about anything I've said so far, just use the comments down below. Okay, so then people are saying, well, I don't have the technical skills. Okay, they feel like the lack of these technical skills for creating and maintaining a digital platform, and then they're not, they think that it takes this big tech thing. Listen, we use a platform, it's already ready to go. It's so easy to upload content into it. You create the content, a video just like this, and you drop it right in there. It's very simple. I mean, extremely simple. It isn't any more difficult than uploading a picture to social media or just using social media. So if you can do that, which apparently you can if you're watching this video, you can absolutely do that. So, you need to realize that there is very, very user-friendly tools out there for you, and they literally focus on making it where you require very minimal technical know-how, because they want you to be able to use these tools without that excuse. So feel good about that. Okay, the next one is it's too difficult to retain your members. Well, we have processes and systems that we follow to do this. But as long as you're doing your weekly call, your weekly Zoom, where you're on there maybe for an hour or 2 hours, and people can come on and ask you questions, and you can work with everybody, but you're working one-to-many. It's like group, okay? And this gets people to keep coming back. And if you have a community where you're engaging with them, you're getting in there and just helping them, or you have somebody help you do that as you grow, of course. You have to be pretty big before you really need something like that. Like, over 5,000 plus people, really. Which, when you're at that level, think about it. What if you had 5,000 people paying you $30 to $50 a month? Think about that. Do you think you could get somebody to help you at that point? Pretty sure, okay. But I don't even want you to think about that right now. Just imagine retaining your members is bringing them a new piece of content each month that they're asking you for, okay? Or you getting on the weekly calls and you being in the community and being supportive and helpful. That's all it takes. People just need to get from point A to point B, and you need to be there to just support them. And it's not hard when you use the right tools. Okay. And then finally here, the last one, I won't be able to handle the customer service issues. Well, this is why these weekly calls are so powerful, because it really knocks a lot of that out. And you can set up systems and you can get a process inside of there, a video, a program inside of there where you create a few videos that knock out a lot of the customer service. See, every time I get a customer service type thing, which is very minimal, by the way, I'll take that and I'll go, how can I create a training that handles this issue in the future? So if it ever happens again, they have a video there that can work them through that. Again, this is what helps you update the program. This is what helps you keep this program, strong and keeps people engaged, and you learn from it. And that's why it's so much better than just creating a course or a static course, because the feedback loop happens faster with a membership program. So you can learn how to actually, adjust it in a way that they're always happy with it. You can always keep it up to date and powerful and on point. And that really takes away those customer service issues. So if you're thinking, okay, well, we get all these more customers, there's this increased customer service demand, it's overwhelming. You can have a very simple, small team or people in there. But when it gets to that point, you already have so much money coming in, you can allocate a little bit of that money and pay somebody to help you handle that. And that's not a hard thing at all. So I hope this helped you. If you have questions down in the comments, then go ahead and put them down there. If you're curious about how to, create, launch, and scale your own membership program, then just go down in the description here and you'll see there's some free training down there that will help you figure that out and get better at understanding the membership game. So down in the description, there's a free training. Go check that out. Put your questions down in the comments and I'll be happy to get back with them. And then look, this is something that you can do. Don't limit yourself. Everything that you're thinking about, it has already been handled and taken care of. What you need to be really good at is caring about the person you can help and being able to get them from point A to point B. What are those 5 to 10 steps they need to take to get from point A to point B? And the way I would start again is lay out all the skills that you have. Doesn't matter what they are. Then pick your favorite skill out of that pile and then ask yourself, what problems does this solve? And then what out of these problems that it solves, which one of the problems are the most painful and has the most suffering? Pick that problem because that one's going to have the most power. And then who has these problems? Are they easy to find on the internet? Do they have the ability to pay? And do they have this pain and suffering? And then ask yourself, what would happen if that person didn't solve the problem? What would go on in their world if they didn't solve the problem? And once you have that information, guess what you have? You've got the makings of a great membership program. So I hope this helped you, and I'll see you in the next video.